Hey guys, Greg here, Bone Tactical, and today we're going to discuss cordage as it pertains to survival and, yep, you guessed it, bugging out. Now, cordage is absolutely an essential part of kit or your survival gear and equipment. If you're a prepper, if you're not a prepper, doesn't matter. But cordage is absolutely necessary. I will cover why, but first let me say that cordage is possible to be made in the bush or improvised, but it's very difficult and time consuming. So carrying cordage can save you a bunch of time and energy, and really the whole thought pattern behind all of this survival is really not just surviving, but thriving. So you want to be able to have what you need. It's a very fine balance. You want to be able to have what you need and what you're going to be using, but not having an incredibly heavy pack, not carrying or lugging around a bunch of stuff. And that's where this particular setup that we're discussing here really shines, because it's everything you need and nothing you don't. Now, cordage can be used for hunting, fishing, trapping, starting fires. It can be used for lashing things down, tying things down. If it can be used for, strapping stuff to your kit, to your vehicle, it could be a canoe, kayak, car, vehicle, anything, right? It could be used for making shelters, creating tools. Now, I will give you guys the brief rundown of this video series. This is actually the final part in the video series that has to go along with my book that I've written on survival and bugging out, right? This is my survival manual here, and I do actually have the kit is the one that I use and carry. It's also available for sale on my website. What ended up happening was a lot of people were asking, for tips all the time on how to use this, why is this the best, why is the other the best? Well, the reasoning behind that's all outlined here in my book, The Bone Tactical Survival Guide. What I'm doing right now is just sharing a bunch of incredible information that you can't find anywhere else on YouTube or really the internet for free. There are some good books out there written up on bushcraft as well, but this is kind of a really concise version. It was originally designed, like I said, to be part and sold with, along with the ultimate survival bug out system. Now it's a complete system with the book. Chapter 1 that we did here on the YouTube channel was the survival basics. All right, Chapter 2 or Episode 2 was water. Episode 3 was fire. Episode 4 was the rule of threes. Episode 5 was security. Episode 6 was shelter. Episode 7 was food. Episode 8 was tools. Episode 9 was medical. Episode 10 was navigation. And this is the final episode, episode 11, which is cordage. In discussing cordage, I'll definitely throw some clips in here of how cordage is useful. Maybe one, maybe two, maybe a few. But we will insert some clips into this video itself so you guys can see the cordage in action. So here in the bag, what comes with the system is actually, apart from the headlamp, please excuse the headlamp, it's a little dark in this abandoned building, but this is the cordage that we've got going here. Now, this is paracord. It's 100 feet of 550 pound paracord. It's pretty great because it has a mantle or a sheath on the outside that's a woven fiber, and then you can actually strip the 7 individual strands that are on the inside here. And well, basically it's just pretty much my favorite cordage. There are some great cordages out there. Otherwise, what I kind of recommend is using marine grade stuff that's made for boats and maritime use is otherwise the best cordage I've found, but paracord is what I generally carry. Otherwise, if I had to choose one cord, it would be paracord. because it's, like I said, it can be broken down into 7 strands. So if you had to do that, making small snares for like birds and squirrels and stuff, you'd have what would basically amount to 700 feet of, or 800 feet if you use the mantle as well. But that is basically the gist of cordage, right? It can be used anything from holding up your pants to putting a stone into a wooden handle to make a spear or a tomahawk. If you want to take it to the next level and go with the ultimate biggest, baddest tomahawk, then the bone breacher is your go-to. There's plenty of room in my system and the way that I carry my personal bug out bag, let's say go bag, whatever, my daily bag, EDC bag, whatever you want to call it. This is my personal setup. I like to be able to be low profile, so it's, this is actually the Gray Man Operations pack, the bag itself. But there's plenty of extra room in there for whatever else I want to carry. And I do recommend throwing in some duct tape, because duct tape is very useful as well. So if you're going to have if you have the duct tape, if you have your paracord that comes with the bag, maybe throw in some duct tape. I will show you here, I've got, my hands are pretty tore up from doing all this hard labor, building shelters, building traps, being out here and just doing the survival thing. We're way outside of where there's lights and electricity. There's nothing way out here. So everything's a little harder. It takes a little bit more time and a little bit more manual labor. And that's kind of as well very similar, or pretty much exactly what it's going to be if you're in a bug out or survival situation. It's going to be, post natural disaster or any kind of uprising, riot scenario, EMP, whatever you want to, even solar flare, however far out you want to go, zombie apocalypse, say, you're going to have some similarities, and those similarities are going to be a regression to an older style of society that many people have forgotten about. And that's kind of what we're doing, sharing the tips and tricks. So the final item that I recommend carrying in your bag, and the final category of my survival training, is cordage. And that's the cordage that comes complete in here. There's a whole lot more cordage that you can use. The final, I guess, cordage that I haven't mentioned yet that I would also recommend using in certain environments, and you definitely have to make sure that you always cater your bag to your environments, would be fishing string. So fishing string is very useful for booby traps, for fishing, obviously, and for making snares as well. So definitely check out fishing string. Comes in a variety of tests. And now there's braided fishing string, which is extremely strong, and it's a fraction of the diameter of the old monofilament or fluorocarbon fishing strings of the old days. So definitely check that stuff out. Make sure that you get involved with these videos, okay? Like, comment, subscribe to the channel, do all that stuff. If you like the videos, if you don't like the videos, leave a comment below and say, hey, Bone, please, no more survival stuff. And I will not list any more survival stuff. I'll just come out here and do my survival training myself, test my survival gear myself, and I enjoy doing this kind of stuff, going out and roughing it. And I know it's not for everybody, but somebody's got to do it, and somebody's got to provide the world's most effective edged weapons, survival gear and equipment, non-permissive environment gear, etc., etc. And I am proud to have both the will, desire, ability, all of the above, actually, to do so. And that's kind of what you get with the channel here. If you're new to the channel, definitely check out the whole series. This is the final video I'm doing on this specific write-up, which is my book. And then we'll see where it goes from here. Thanks for watching. Bone out.